Hello. I want to do a quick video while the lighting is still nice. If I can maybe see that tree in there. I like that tree. It's just starting to change. Um, but anyway, I wanted to do a quick video because I got a good question from a reader who asked me which poem of mine is my favorite poem. And I said, well, it is kind of difficult for me to choose one, but I do have a few. Many of them are already online, but not all. And but there is one that has never been shared online, and that would be my 11-part poem titled Poems for Tsvetaeva. It can be found in my collection here. This is my selected poems, WordShapes, from 99 to 2009. I'll put a link below. But Poems for Tsvetaeva is inspired by the Russian poet Marina Tsvetaeva. What inspired me to write this 11-part poem is that Tsvetaeva herself has an 11-part poem on the Russian poet Anna Akhmatova. She also had some poems she wrote for Boris Pasternak, for Alexander Blok, maybe Osip Mandelstam, I'm not sure. And I do know she had a lengthy correspondence with Rilke. So she was someone who spent a lot of time writing about others, but I am not so sure that her contemporaries regarded her really as great as she was. So she is neglected and she has been somewhat overlooked. And that's largely because a lot of her poetry has not been translated, because she is very innovative, she's very daring in her language, and it's hard to translate. But the poems that have been translated are continually excellent, and her poems are there's a detail to them. She notices these subtle, small details about people, eyelashes, fingertips, these small little mentions that maybe others wouldn't see. So she has a very unique eye. So I thought I would read for you one of these poems that's within my series, and I chose number 7, and not necessarily anything specific about it, just for length, but just to give you an idea of this poem that is honoring her. So this is Poems for Tsvetaeva, number 7. What ear attends, deft muse, as you escape my lips, that move through your name like a song when spoken? I hear the Russia that falls across my face from your 3 syllables. The sea's roar creams the surface of old ledges. They are without first warning and cannot see the bottom language from which they bore. Many times immersed, I shall channel through to you, and I shall take your tender wave as far as my dialect will allow me to live. As your song, in the mornings when warm, bells startle your country, and I understand the sun as you, summoning rise over your city of bells, your firstborn. So, without getting into too much detail about what that means, your city of bells, your firstborn, I'm speaking specifically about her native tongue. This poem specifically is about not being able necessarily to translate her work. They cannot see the bottom language from which they bore. So it's a very romantic poem. This is actually a poem I wrote I finished this in the winter of 2000. So this is now an 18-year-old poem that is just now released, and you can purchase it and read it for yourself. And that's the case with a lot of my work, is that most of my stuff has not been shared and is just now being shared. I have not shared anything written in the past, say, 9 years at this point. And that's just slowly but surely I'm sharing what I can. So here's a glimpse. This is my Poems for Tsvetaeva. So I would definitely put this poem in my top 3-ish poems of mine. So it's hard to choose. But and if you can, if you'd like to look at the work of Maria Tsvetaeva, that would also be good. Um, she was overlooked in her lifetime and is still rather neglected, and so, like I said, this is just sort of my way of honoring her. Um, since she spent much of her time writing about others, I wanted to give her something back. So, anyway, anything else I have to say is good news. Criterion is releasing a streaming service come spring. I did a recent video on Filmstruck being shut down, and I kind of hid it, and because I looked really depressed, and I was like, oh God, people are gonna think I'm really morose. But it was sad. But I don't know. I guess it's not all bad. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I just wanted to share this with you today. It's a nice day outside, and I just wanted to record this before it got too dark, and it's just the perfect weather for this. And I appreciate you listening, and I hope you have a lovely afternoon. Thank you. Bye.